in 2006, I fell off a cliff at 10:30 at night in the pitch black. And I hit my head on the way down, so I had a concussion, and I was treading water for about half an hour. I literally saw my death. I saw my mum attending my funeral. I saw everything because I was convinced I was going to die. It was half an hour, and it was monumentally scary. And I wouldn't even shout out for help because I was like, well, I've been suicidal, like I want to die. And then something inside of me made me shout out, and I shouted for help, and there just happened to be a 20-something-year-old sat on a rock texting someone who shouted out for other people, and about 10 people came over and made this daisy chain and pulled me up these rocks. I've got to see that as I've still got fight left. Like, I have to see the positive. Something inside of me made me shout out, so something inside of me will continue to push me further. In my head, everything's a lot worse. Like, if I miss the bus, that's like my day over. I won't just go and get the bus, or I won't apply for jobs because I fear the rejection so much. And it relates to everything. And the hardest battle with mental health is overcoming yourself. Not dealing with critics, not dealing with friends or family putting you down. It's putting yourself down, learning to love yourself. And like for me, I don't get in relationships because I don't love myself. I despise every part of my own being. I'm honest about it, but I wouldn't subject that to someone else. You hate yourself because you think people go through worse shit than me, and they have done. So why can't I get over this? Why does it keep affecting me? Why does it impact on every single aspect of my life? And then that's what leads to suicide. And I started to think, well, if I feel sad, maybe I deserve to feel sad. Maybe, you know, every action has a reaction. It's not a nice feeling at all. Well, I can only draw on my own experiences, but that's what mental health does. You know, it makes you feel like you are the worst person, and maybe you deserve what you're experiencing. I need someone there for me, but it took me a long time just to get to that point. Most of the time I'll just be like, oh, I'm okay, like I'm fine, because you don't want to accept help. I don't think suicide's selfish. I think it's the hardest thing you could do, to put yourself in that position and leave everyone else behind. It's not running away from your problems. You feel like the world is a better place without you, and it's sad. From where I was, I've definitely come a lot further. I mean, I took 8 overdoses in 2 years. I was hanging myself, I've cut myself open, I've slit my neck open. I've done a lot of bad things, and I treated a lot of people badly as well. It's not a good way to be, but then you have to look at like, I don't do that now though, you know, so that's got to be a positive. You've got to draw from it. My past and my depression and all my mental health draws from a childhood relating to rape and sexual abuse. And that's what crippled me my entire life. But then it's getting past that and thinking, you're not over it, but it's happened, you can't change it. And, you know, you're not that person. You start to get angry, you start to get emotional, you start to get really upset and think, well, why? Why did I let myself get into those situations? Why didn't I stick up for myself? Why didn't I do anything? When you're in that position, you realise you can't just do that. Your whole body freezes, especially when it comes to something like sexual assault, is you think physically, mentally, you can overcome this. But when it happens to you, you freeze completely. Every part of your body just becomes stiff, and you know what's going on. It's like watching a horror movie. You don't want to continue, but you're powerless to stop it. Maybe I could have prevented this. And to me, that was the biggest struggle, and that's what I really, really find difficult to get over, is forgiving myself. To really get over my mental health, I need to let go. I can learn from my past, and maybe I do deserve to be happy, or maybe I do deserve change, but it's damn hard to do. You have to make changes for the better, and whether they're small changes, and whether it's putting yourself out there on a video, or writing poetry and showing it to someone that you would never show it to, you've got to be proud of what you've achieved and how far you've come. I'd love to turn around in several years' time and be like, you know what, I've done what I want to do, I'm happy in life, and I don't feel suicidal anymore. And I guess time will tell.